time. Thanks. Yes.
The matter stood down to today, my lord, for cross-examination by Adv Mshololo for
That's it, yeah.
accused number 5.
Yes, Mr. Mshololo.
They're still under oath, Ken.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, my lord, thank you.
Sure.
Not finished, however, I will be able to start, and then I will indicate to the court when I'm at the stage wherein there is a further consultation that is needed.
Okay,
However,
fine.
we were able to use that 1 hour.
Okay.
Thank you. Lieutenant Colonel House. Colonel Stein testified before this court on the following dates. On the 27th July 2023, 28 July 2023, 31 July 2023, and the 1st of August 2023. Do you understand that?
Yes, I understand, my lord.
uKolonel Steyn ke uwethule ubufakazi bakhe kule nkantolo kulama dates alandelayo kwakunge 27 zika July, i28 zika July, ne1st ka August. Do I have them correct, advocate?
Yes, and the 1st of August. In other words, the evidence regarding the cell phones and the communication had already been tendered before this court.
I can't comment, I wasn't here, so I don't know, my lord.
Ukusho ukuthi ke ubufakazi ke mayelana nomakhalekhukhwini bese bethuliweke kule nkantolo ukuthi ke akukho ngakusho bengangekho la enkantolo ngaleso sikhathi.
That's why I'm informing you. That's why I'm informing you.
Thank you, my lord.
Okay. And you testified that you started investigating on this matter on the 6th of September 2023 when you were conducted by Colonel Geninda. Am I correct?
By Brigadier Kanina, that's correct, my lord.
Ushilo ke ukuthi wena ke use noma waqala ke ukuphenya ke noma ke ukusebenza kweqala nge6 zika September 2023 uma ke uBrigadier Geninda ecela yebo kuyiqiniso.
So, at the time when the investigating officer requested you to conduct further investigation on this matter, the trial had already started.
That's correct, my lord.
Uma ke umphenyi kuleqala esecela ke ukuthi ke uqhubekeke noma ke uphenye ke iqala lebese liqaliwe ukuthi liqulwe yebo kuyiqiniso.
Okay. And the information that we have now tendered before this court was not available to the defense at the time when the trial started because you were only instructed in September 2023.
That's correct, my lord, but
Okay.
the cell phones was found during the trial. That's why I was ordered to analysis on the phone. While the trial was already ongoing, some of the cell phones were found in possession of the accused.
Which ones?
Ukuthi ukuthi ke manje ubufakazi obethule wena kule nkantolo ke ubufakazi abameli babamangalelwa bebekade bengenabo ngoba wena ke ukwenze lokhu ngesikhathi icala liqhubeka yebo lokho kuyiqiniso kodwa ke umakhalekhukhwini batholakala ke kuba mangalelwa ngenkathi icala liqhubeka.
Which cell phones were found in possession of the accused?
My lord, there was already testified about that. There was already testified about that, sir. That was accused 2 and accused 5 cell phones.
Bese bebuthuliwe-ke ubufakazi mayelana nalokho umbuzo uthi-ke ibaphi labo makhalekhukhwini, ummangalelo wesibili kanye-ke nowesihlanu.
When were those cell phone recovered? The one for number 2, do you have that information or you do not have?
As a court, please, my lord, this witness is an analyst. He
Yeah,
said it
we all
yesterday
know
during
that.
cross-examination.
He doesn't investigate.
Yes, he wouldn't.
It's a
want to
misnomer,
know
sorry.
about it.
I mean, we're all following the evidence. It's a misnomer to say this witness investigates. It doesn't. Do you investigate anything, sir?
My lord, I do only analysis. So the questions that's been asked must be answered by the investigation officer.
Yes.
All evidence was already given before court as I know, so I can only testify about the analysis I've done.
Mina ongikwenzayo ucwaninga angiyena-ke umphenyi. Le mibuzo engiyihlonywayo-ke manje imibuzo ekufanele ihlonywe umphenyi wecala.
Unfortunately, Lieutenant Colonel House, you have to testify on the facts and on the evidence of which you have full knowledge of. You understand that?
I understand. I've got full knowledge of the section 205. I've got the investigation officer must testify when and where the cell phone was found. That's nothing to do with me. I'm a cell phone analyst, not the investigation officer.
Yebo kuyiqiniso-ke mina engikwenzayo-ke ukuthi ngifakaza-ke mayelana-ke nesicelo noma ama-applications la section 205 ngicwaninga-ke umakhalekhukhwini umphenyi-ke wecala ekufanele-ke asho ukuthi umakhalekhukhwini batholakala kuphi nendawo nini.
But you are the one who told me that there are cell phones that were recovered from some of the accused when the trial had already started. Am I wrong?
That's correct.
You are the one who said so.
But that was according to my evidence.
Yes, you are the one who said so.
So
Then, now I'm asking you, which accused are you referring to? Because we are saying it's because there are cell phones that were recovered from some of the accused, and you even name them to say accused number 2 and number 5. That's your evidence, unless if you are changing it.
My lord, that's what I said. That's why I done the analysis after the analysis after the trial had started. I was informed by Brigadier Kaninda that the cell phone was found in possession of the accused. He must come testify when it was found, and I was only instructed to do section 205. I can't tell when it was found. That must be done by the investigation officer.
Ukuthi-ke omakhalekhukhwini laba batholakala nini umphenyi wecala kufanele eze-ke azosho lokho. Mina-ke asho kumina ukuthi-ke angenze-ke ama-205 lana emuva kokuthi omakhalekhukhwini laba sebetholakele.
Okay. I'm going to plead with you so that we are going to run smoothly. That if you do not have evidence of any information, if you're relying on the evidence of someone else, don't say it in court. Because I thought you had knowledge of the accused that you are referring to. I thought you had knowledge of the cell phones that you were referring to.
My lord, I gave him a statement about the cell phone analysis I've done on accused 2 and accused 5. There was a request from Brigadier Kaninda to do analysis. So that's all I've got on knowledge I have. And then I've received the downloads of the cell phones and I've done the analysis on the 2 cell phones. I can't tell when it was found. That was found by the brigadier or the investigation team. I can't testify on that.
Mina-ke nginestatement engasenza-ke mayelana-ke nomsebenzi engawenza kubona-ke omakhalekhukhwini laba. Ngacelwa-ke mina-ke uyena uBrigadier Kaninda ngase ngisebenza-ke kulokho angicele kona ukuthi-ke wathola kuphi nini omakhalekhukhwini angikwazi wathola uyena noma-ke ithimba leli eliphenyayo.
So it's hearsay what you are saying.
How can it be hearsay? My lord, how can it be hearsay? I mean, what hearsay are you talking about, my lord?
Ukusho ukuthi-ke manje lokhu okufakazayo inzwabathi. Uthi masephendula-ke kuba inzwabathi kanjani?
Exhibit DD5 said I received cell phone downloading from Brigadier Kaninda. That's not hearsay. My statement has been given in, my lord. So that's not hearsay. And I've testified about accused 2 and accused 5 cell phones I received. So that's not hearsay. My statement was already given into court. So that's not hearsay.
What did you read now?
It's Exhibit DD5.
You just read something.
No, it isn't.
Okay. Lana ke usebenzisa ke izibit leli uDD5 la athi khona ke ila khona athola khona ke umlayezo ke noma ke instruction kuyena obrigadier Geninde so uthi ke ayisona ke inzwa bathi ngoba ngiyasho lana ngifakazile ngaye umangalelo wesibili kanye naye ke owesihlanu.
Okay, when did you receive that instruction? When did you receive that instruction?
Paragraph 6 on 2023-09-04, I was contacted. It was amended as per DD5A by Brigadier Kaninda from Cold Case Unit and directed to assist Colonel Stein because he's going on pension on the analysis of download phone on Vosloorus 63610-2014. Then I received a request CD marked Vosloorus in a sealed forensic bag with PA number PA6500005483 from Colonel Stein. The bag was not opened and tampered with. Paragraph 5, Exhibit DD5.
Lana umbuzo uthi ke manje watshelwa nini noma wacelwa nini ke ukuthi ke ukwenze lokhu idate ithi ngo 2023-09-04 ngashayelwa ke ucingo uyena ubrigadier Geninda awe Cold Case Unit engicela ukuthi ngilekeleleke ngoba uKolonel Stein beke uyena wenza ucwaningo kanye nokudownloada ku Vosloorus 63610-2024 kwase ukuthi ngo 2023 ngase ngicela ke ngase ngithola isicelo 2023-09-06 ngacela iform ngathola iform enesicelo ene CD emakiweke Vosloorus case 63611-2024 eyayikusikhwama sezobufakazi enye number PA6500005483 kuyena uKolonel Stein leso sikhwama leso asivulwanga futhi unokuthi ke sibe nokuphazamiseka.
Okay. Thank you very much, Colonel. My point was, at this area of the unconstitutionality of your evidence, that you conducted investigations after Colonel Stein had already testified.
My Lord, did Colonel Stein...
As a court prisoner, before the witness answers, I don't know where the unconstitutionality comes in. If my learned friends wants to bring an application for the exclusion of the witness evidence, by all means, my Lord, but it cannot be put to this witness that this evidence is unconstitutional without even laying the basis for that. And the witness cannot really give an opinion on that. It's for the court to decide whether evidence is constitutional or not.
Yeah, but Mr. Colonel Fox wanted to answer also.
My Lord, I was given it while the trial was done. So I don't think Colonel Stein testified on the cell phone downloads. He maybe testified on the section 205, but he couldn't testify on the cell phone downloads because it was not yet found on that stage.
Manje ke kumele uthi ke malana nobufakazi bakho ke obethulayo ke obungekho ke emthethweni ngoba ke wena ke uye wenza uphenyo noma wase unophenyo lenzayo uKolonel Stein esefakazile ma esephendula ke uthi ebengeke uKolonel Stein ethule ubufakazi ke mayelana nama downloads kuona ama cellphone lana noma omakhala ekhukhwini ngoba bona ke babengokatholakali mhlambe ke uKolonel Stein ubufakazi abethula ubufakazi obumayela ne section 205.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
but for
in
the
other
court's,
words-
for the court's purposes, this court is enjoined not to allow unconstitutional evidence. So, Ms. Mshololo, tell the court where's the unconstitutionality of the evidence of this client.
Okay, my Lord, thank you. I'll do that, my Lord, as I go down.
No, you've got to tell it now because you're putting it that he's testifying unconstitutionally. And this court can't allow, in terms of the law, it's not me saying that. This court is told not to allow unconstitutional evidence. State versus Ravale. You know that? Remember that decision, Mr. Nkrumah?
Yes, I know.
It says that. Am I right, sir?
Yes, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, so I can't allow unconstitutional evidence. So how is it unconstitutional? You must tell me.
So, in other words, Lieutenant Colonel, you are saying Colonel Steyn testified on an incomplete investigation because downloads at that time had not been done.
My lord, Section 205 and the cell phone downloads is two different subjects. Under Section 205, I can testify long ago. But if the cell phone downloads just link what's been under Section 205 and what's on the cell phone to the Section 205, it's not the same, it's two different ones.
Manje usho ukuthi ke uKolonel Steyn usethule ubufakazi ke noma ke ngathi ke kwakungekaqedwa ke ukuthi kwenziwe ke umsebenzi cha akusikona engikushoyo ke lokho ukuthi ke isection 205 kanye futhi ke nokudownloada ke izinto ezimbili ezahlukene kungenzeka ke ukuthi ngifakazeke ngayo i205 kube ama download angekenzeki noma kungekabikho okuxhumanisa noma okuhlanganisa kuleyo 205 noma kulawo ama downloads lawo.
And further to that, Lieutenant Colonel, when you received instruction from the investigating officer to conduct the kind of investigation that you conducted, the accused in this court had already listened to the evidence of Colonel Steyn. They had already, Colonel Steyn had already been cross-examined, and the versions had already been put when he testified. And then after that, the investigating officer asked you to conduct a further investigation. Am I correct?
My lord, I can't answer that. That's up to the court to decide if my evidence is constitutional or not.
uKolonel Steyn ufakazileke bamangalela phambi kwalenkantolo balalela ubufakazi bakhe ke base behlonywa ke ehlonywa imibuzo ke kwasemuva kwalokho umphenyi wecala wacela ke ukuthi wena ke awenze uphenyo ke noma ke usebenze kalama cell phones uthi cha ke lapho angeke mina ngibeke isimako sokuthi ngaphendula inkantolo ezothatha leso sinqumo leso ukuthi ke indlela ke ngithula ngobufakazi semthethweni noma cha.
Mr. Mshololo, sorry. Otherwise we're going to be running around like headless chickens. Mr. Mgomezulu, you remember you once came with the same submission that I should stop a witness from testifying about an exigency which had already been traversed earlier. You don't remember that? And I quoted you the case which is written by Deputy Judge President Rowland and Opperman to say an investigating officer can investigate right up to the stage where a judgment is supposed to be written. And I actually gave you another case, an example of a case in the SCA where my brother Judge Matopa took part in that case, where I said the SCA was busy arguing, was busy listening to a case which was on appeal, and counsel for the appellant came in and said, the state rather, counsel for the state came in and said, the state has received and recovered evidence which was not traversed in the trial. You remember that case? And the SCA stopped the proceedings and made an order that that evidence must be received. And after it has been received, the case must be brought back. I can give you the citations. 2 cases of full benches. And even yesterday, I quoted the case by Traverso and Van Heerden, which traverses the same exigency. Oh yeah. And I read it. I don't know if Mr. Mshololo was there. And it says, there is a duty on a prosecutor to ensure that all relevant information is placed before the presiding officer. And it must not be left to the accused to do so, meaning even the counsels of the accused. The duty to ensure that justice is done during court proceedings rests on all the officers of the court. It is not a duty which is confined only to the state and the presiding officer. So that's what the law says, not me. So the fact that Colonel Steyn investigated the evidence regarding the accused, and subsequently, as you put it, Colonel House also is investigating the same evidence which was traversed after Steyn has testified and after Steyn has been cross-examined, does not debar this court from admitting that evidence. And I'm not saying that, it's the law that says that. Can we proceed then?
Thank you, Madam. So should I not proceed with
I
that?
never said you should not, I was just telling you the law. You can do whatever you want to do.
Thank you for the advice, my lord. Can I proceed, sir?
Yes.
The evidence that you tendered, that you started investigating in this court, and that we have tendered, from 16, 17, and 18 in those dates when you started testifying in your examination in chief. That evidence was new evidence which had not been furnished to the accused at the beginning of the trial. Am I correct?
My lord, the evidence was found after the trial already started. So how must I give it to the accused beforehand? I can't go back in time to give it to them.
Ubufakaziko obethule nge-16, 17 kanye ne-18 kathi uqala-ke ukwethula ubufakazi-ke bekubufakazi obusha okusho ukuthi-ke abamangalelwa-ke kanye nabameli babo-ke ubufakazi lobo abebengenabo bona-ke masephendula-ke uthi lobo bufakazi lobo ubufakazi obutholakele kamuva icala leli seliqaliwe-ke ukuthi liqulwe manje-ke bengeke ukuthi ngihlehliseke isikhathi-ke noma ngiye emuva-ke ngesikhathi ngibanikezeke abameli kanye nabamangalelwa lobo bufakazi lobo.
I'm not
Sorry,
blaming you for
I'm
that.
sorry to excuse me, sorry. Mr. Baloyi, they say the evidence which this witness testified to in court on the 16th, 17th, and 18th was new evidence. In other words, you never gave the state, the accused, that evidence. You ambushed them.
The court will recall that when we postponed the matter provisionally to 2 days, in last week, I think, we indicated that the evidence is already contained in, or part of the evidence was contained in the affidavit of Colonel Steyn, which was Exhibit O, and that the witness is building on that evidence. I think we did put it on record that the witness, that the evidence to some extent has been traversed by Colonel Steyn. There is now the communication between the accused. What is new is what the witness has testified about regarding accused number 2 and 5. And he has made it abundantly clear that he only came into the picture after the 4th of September 2023. So he wants to know what transpired before then.
But this I understand it. If evidence stays, if Colonel Steyn didn't retire, there would not have been any necessity for Colonel Holmes to analyze that evidence.
Indeed.
It's an exigency which is precipitated and predicated upon the retirement of Colonel Steyn. And this witness says, Gininda said I should assist and take over after the retirement.
Yes.
So it's not like this ambushing. Steyn has retired. If he hadn't retired, he's an analyst, Steyn. He was supposed to traverse the same evidence.
Indeed.
Okay. Yeah, okay, fine. But you can make that point and argue it if you think I'm wrong, no problem.
Thank you, my lord. My lord, I'm glad to hear from the state's submission that the testimony of this witness is building from the testimony of Colonel Steyn. My lord.
Yeah, what's wrong with
Yes.
that?
I'm not saying there's something wrong. My point is that that evidence which the witness currently who is on the box that is testifying about, my lord, was not available, was not furnished to the defense before the trial started. That's what I have said, and the witness had already answered to say yes, my lord. Can I move on?
Now the witness didn't say yes.
No, my lord, I said I couldn't have given the evidence to them because the evidence was found after the trial started. So I couldn't have given it before the trial started. It's new evidence that was found during the trial.
Mina ke engikushilo angishongo ukuthi ngiyavuma ke uma ummeli esho ukuthi ubufakazi obutholakala kamuva engikushilo ukuthi ke lo bufakazi lobo bengeke ukuthi ngibudlulisele noma ke abameli babuthole nabamangalelwa ngoba ubufakazi obutholakala kamuva nkathi icala leli liqhubeka liqulwa.
But you know what? I listen when I'm in court. This is what evidence I've listened to. The evidence which is in the section 205, hard copies. It was originally downloaded into a disk. Am I correct, sir?
Yes, my lord.
And this disk was given to every one of you here in October last year. Am I wrong?
Yes, indeed. So, in
So-
fact, earlier than that, my lord.
Yeah, fine. Is it August?
Well,
Whatever.
right at the beginning, when information was furnished to the defense, I think when we gave in October, it was for the second time.
For the second
if-
time, you
if
said.
I'm
Yeah,
not
fine.
mistaken, yes.
So that evidence which this witness is testifying about, the section 205, it's only that it is now being encapsulated in hard form, a hard copy, because you said you couldn't download that evidence in the disk because it was incompatible with your systems. That's the evidence I listened to. But if I'm wrong, you can take that point on argument, no problem.
But my lord, can I just put this on record?
Yes, no problem.
That's the evidence that was conducted by this witness and the evidence that has been tendered by this witness had not been furnished to the defense before the trial started.
Yeah, fine.
And thereby, the accused...
Wait. What's wrong now?
My lord, the page that we referred to earlier on is page 41.
Of
This-
what?
Of Exhibit O. That's where Lieutenant Colonel Stein testified about the linkages of between the various accused.
Is that the record of the proceedings?
Yes.
Just read it because they're not reading it for everybody.
Well, I'm sorry, it's part of his affidavit, it's not the report.
Okay,
Yeah, but it's on page 41.
right?
It says the heading is links between the targets, and he's showing a diagram of how the communication flew between the different accused.
Okay.
Mshoshe suthi ke ku page 41 ke wesibithi u-O ila uKenneth Stein wafakaza khona ke indlela ke yokuxhumanisa noma ahlanganisa khona ke abamangalelwa abahlukahlukene noma la leyo diagram leyo ibahlanganisa khona ukuthi ke bahlangana noma baxhumana kanjani.
Okay, yes, can you continue, sir? Man.
Thank you, madam. And as a result of that, the accused, specifically in this case, number 5, started conducting this trial when he had not been finished with all the evidence. My lord, I would like to refer this witness to the transcript dated 16 February.
But he says he was not there, ma'am. He says he can't comment because he was not in court.
16 February, I was not in court.
So, I mean, really.
Sorry?
He says he was not in court, and you're referring him to the evidence which Stein apparently testified to in February. How is this witness going to assist the court? By commenting on what?
My evidence, my lord, or is it Colonel Stein's evidence that
I think
don't
it's
know.
better to listen what I'm saying. It would be better to listen. it will be better to listen. I am saying, I'm asking for the leave to this court to refer you to the transcript. The transcript is dated 16 February 2024, page 44, line number 1 to 9.
Yes, my lord.
To answer before I finish even a sentence is wrong. Page 44, I'm not sure if you have been given a copy of the transcript, because we have the hard copy. I was told that the state won't be able to beam it since you are using that device. Maybe if you can be finished with the hard copy of these appearances, because I'm going to be directing you to the questions. I thought it would be easier if we beam them. My apologies for that inconvenience.
My lord, can I just stand here to
Yeah,
see?
fine.
February, page 44, line number 1 to 9.
I think the responses will be on record if he's standing here.
Oh yeah, I see. Can you read from there, can I?
We'll print a copy for him or not.
Okay, fine.
Page 44, on the appearances for 16 April. 16 April this year.
So we look at 16 February, I think that was the initial date. We'll now look at 16 April.
That was the wrong date that was put before I even finished the sentence. I've corrected that, and I've given the correct date.
Do you have that record, sir? Mr. Malui?
We're trying to check that. You see it was a Tuesday.
In the meantime, you can read
Thank you.
the records.
Thank
Some
you.
of us can retain intelligently evidence.
Thank you, my lord. On this page, it was your testimony, Colonel, when you said, on 2023-09, I was conducted. I said there, Kenneth Stein, but I was conducted by Brigadier Kininda from cold case. And he directed me to assist Kenneth Stein on the analysis of a download. Of a downloaded phone on Phosphorus Case 636-10-2014. On 6 September 2023, I received a request form and a CD. That's where I'm going to the CD. Marked Phosphorus 63-11-2014 in a sealed forensic bag with seal number PA 6500005483 from Kenneth Stein. The bag was not opened and or tampered with. I did take photographs of the evidence bag as I received it, and attached it is the photograph. Close quote. That was your evidence.
That's correct, my lord.
Yebo ibona ke ubufakazi bami lokho ukuthi ngazo ke i6 zika 6 September 2023 ngathola ke khona ke iCD eyayivalelwe ke kwisikhwama sezobufakazi ngase ngithebula nesithombe ke saleso sikhwama leso nkathi ke noma le ngisithola.
Was this bag sealed? Was this evidence bag sealed?
Yes, my lord.
Yebo lesikhwama leso ke sezobufakazi sasivaliwe.
Let's go to the transcript of the date of 15 February 2024, page 20 to page 21, line number 24 on page 20, and line number 1 to 2 on page 21.
Let me just get
No, you can put it
again.
You can put that evidence because we are sorry,
Lines.
Mr. Balu, you're dealing with the evidence of this witness, so you should be able to recall it.
No,
you
my
can
lord.
put that.
This one now that I'm on
It's not his evidence.
is for Sergeant Mohane, my lord.
So he's going to respond to Mohane's evidence.
To Mohane's evidence.
Yeah, okay, put it. Let's hear what he says.
Okay. The lines, it's transcript for the appearances on 15 April 2024. The page is line 20. Line 24 and 25. And then on line number 21, on page number 21, line number 1, 2, 3, and 4. Under the evidence of Sergeant Mohane, who is the warrant officer Mohane, Captain Mohane, Sergeant. My lord, can I, in the meantime,
No,
proceed?
put Mohane's version to him. He'll respond.
Thank you, madam.
This is a police officer with 30 years experience.
Mohane, under his evidence, he testified that one-time cell phone J5 in bag number PA6500005482 with 1 CD. Sealed in bag number PA6500005483. Handed over to Sergeant Mohane. Or it was handed over to Sergeant Mohane, that bag, which is a cell phone and a CD. The seal bag number, it's PA6500005483.
That's correct, my lord.
Sorry?
Can we just get clarity? Is Mohane now?
Yeah, apparently
Who's-
it's no longer
who's-
Mohane.
who's
Somebody
handing?
handed the seals back to Mohane. Who is the somebody? Let's find out.
My lord, if I can summarize, other than reading the record, the evidence before, Mohane was testifying that on the exhibits that the exhibits, he booked them out from the exhibit book register and he signed for them. In other words, Mohane was referring to himself that he received these exhibits
From where?
from the exhibit register.
SAP 13.
SAP 13, yes, my lord, because he was reading them from column 5.
Okay.
Yes, my
Fine.
lord. Yes.
Yes.
It's still, that evidence is contained on the same page, which is page 20.
Okay.
Yes. But because this witness, I just wanted to zoom in to where he received or he handles the exhibits in this exhibit back number.
Right.
Thank you.
It's PA 6500000548
3.
or 348.
5483.
548.
Yes, I've got it. Manje.
It's PA, the one with the CD, it's PA 6500005483.
Thanks.
Handed over to Sergeant Mohane.
This one.
If he testified about that, I wasn't here, my lord.
Uma kuwukuthi ke uSergeant Mohane wafakaza ke ngaleyo ndlela leyo ke uma kufundwa ke okwenzeka ke ngazo i15 kuApril kuwona lo nyaka sikuwona ke ama lines 20 24 25 ukuthi kwakune J5 i-cellphone eyayine CD eyodwa eyayifakwe ngaphakathi ke kusikhwama sezobufakazi PA 6500005483 uma kuwukuthi washo lokho angazi ke ngangekho la mina.
Okay. But as a senior officer now, you see the seal forensic bag that you receive the exhibit from Colonel Stein, and the seal exhibit, forensic exhibit bag in which Mohane received the exhibits from, it's the same. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Kweqiniso ke ukuthi ke leso sikhwama sezobufakazi ke engasithola mina ke kuyena ke uKenneth Stein, lesi sikhwama sezobufakazi ke esasivaliwe naso lesi Mohane akhuluma ngaso ukuthi ke isikhwama esisodwa.
And this CD, it's the one, I'm just telling you because you were not there. This CD that is packed in this exhibit bag is the one that was downloaded, that was investigated by various people up to Colonel Stein. But we are just going to Colonel Stein as the last person who handed this exhibit to you. Am I clear?
My lord, I differ from that.
Okay.
That CD is new evidence that was booked out. I don't think anybody else did analysis on the cell phones. I was the only one did analysis on the cell phone downloads. Nobody else.
Le CD ke esikhuluma ngayo ke manje ke phenywa ke noma ke kwasetshenzwa ngayo abantu abahlukeneyo kwaze kwayisikhathi la khona ke uKenneth Stein andlulisela kuwena cha lapho ke mina ke angivumelani nawe ke ukuthi le CD ke lena kwakubufakazi obusha cell phones lana ke kuzokwenziwa i-download kuwona ke okoqala akekho ke omunye umuntu owasebenza kuyona ke kwakuyimina.
Colonel Stein also testified that he investigated the information from this disk, this CD.
I can't comment on it. I wasn't here, man.
uKenneth Stein naye ke wethula ubufakazi ke ukuthi naye ke walenza ke uphenyo kule CD akukho ke engakusho kuloko ngangekho la.
And after Colonel Stein had investigated this forensic CD, he takes it back to you on the same sealbag number.
My lord, I don't know how he could investigate if I've got photographs where the bag was sealed and I opened it and I took a photo where it was unsealed. So it was sealed when I received it, so I don't know how Colonel Stein could have investigated the CD while it was still sealed in the bag.
Ufuthi ke uKenneth Stein wase ke emuva kokuthi ke eselenzile uphenyo lakhe ke kule CD wase esebuyisela kuwena ke angazi ke inkosenkantolo ukuthi ke wayengakwenza kanjani ke lokho ngoba nginezithombe enginazo la isikhwama lesi sezobufakazi esivaliwe khona ke angazi ke ukuthi wayizokwenza kanjani lokho uKenneth Stein ukuthi ke enza uphenyo lana isikhwama lesi sivaliwe.
Sorry, can I have a look at that? It's in your affidavit, right?
I've attached photos of the sealed photograph of the sealed bag.
And what is this document in which the photos you took?
It's
The same affidavit.
affidavit DD5 evidence.
DD5.
Yes.
Okay, because I must know what is happening in this court. Paragraph 5 of Penal Process evidence is that on the 4th of September 2023, he was contacted by Keninda from Code Case Unit and directed to assist Stein on the analysis of downloaded photo for Slura's case number 63/10/201. And on the 6th of September 2023, he, host, received a request form and a CD marked for Slura's case number 636/11/ it's got to be /10. 636
It's on my...
It's corrected.
I've corrected on...
That's it, yeah, fine. 2014, in a sealed forensic bag with a seal number PA6500005483 from Colonel Stein. The bag was not opened and or tampered with, and there are photographs here. Just show all the persons there, so that I mustn't be the only one just trying to play clever. I see two photographs of a sealed bag.
My lord, one is the seal.
Yeah, sealed, the other is opened.
Where I opened it with
Yeah,
the
of
seal.
course, yeah. Fine. And your evidence, as if I must understand you, the answer to Advocate Mshololo, is that when that bag was sealed, as you received it, common sense or logic tells you that Stein could not have worked on that bag.
That specific bag, no,
He
no one,
couldn't.
he couldn't.
Common sense tells it, and logic tells you that. Because if he had worked on it, it would have been in another form.
It would have been in a resealed bag, maybe. He should have, if he worked on it, he should have do a change statement that he opened it and he resealed the evidence into a new sealed bag.
So the sealed bag into which Stein would have put the disc after working on it would of necessity differ from PA 6500005483.
That's correct, ma'am.
Because now this is new evidence or material. So you can't seal it in the previous bag on which he had unsealed and worked on and seal it again in the same number as if it is a continuous transaction.
No, my lord, it was booked out on the seal number and it was given, with that seal number, it was given to me, my lord.
Okay, fine.
Uma ke lesikhwama sesifika ke kunina ke sisavaliweke kanjena sisanele number ePA 6500005483 lokho ke kusho ukuthi ke akukho akwenza uStein kulesi sikhwama lesiyana akasebenzanga kusona ngoma uma kuukuthi wayevulile wase eyaphenya ke kuleya CD wayengeke ke abe esayibuyisela kulesi sikhwama sezobufakazi ke ngabe ke kunenye inamba ehlukile engasiyona lena.
Colonel, just help me to understand this. In other words, you are saying that Colonel Stein did not work on this disc, or on this, did not conduct any investigation on this disc that was handed to you. Am I correct?
That's according to my knowledge, yes.
Yebo ngolwazi lwami ke Colonel Stein akaze ke asebenze noma enze uphenyo kuyona ke le disc noma le CD lesikhuluma ngayo ekulesithombe lesi.
Just one question of the previous witnesses before I come to your evidence. Colonel Stein, let me just check the page, my lord. But Colonel Stein also testified on the number of the links that he investigated. And he mentioned the number. I'll just read it into the record. 079 149 0821.
7914
Can you just repeat it, my lord?
7914
079 149 0821. He said from his investigation it was revealed that this number was linked to Mr. Ndudi. You understand?
I wasn't present, my lord.
Kubufakazi bakhe ke uKenneth Stein wethula ubufakazi ke ukuthi le number eqeda ukushiwo ke manje eku 0791490821 inamba ke ekhunyaniswa noma ke ehlanganiswa noNtuli angazi ngangekho la.
But on the following day, during re-examination by the state, he was asked as to whose number is this after refreshing the memory. And then Kenneth Stein said the number belonged to the late, in other words, belonged to the deceased. And on the following day, it was linked as the number belonging to Mabongo Ntuli. And that Mabongo Ntuli, it was also clarified by Kenneth Stein that my bongo was late. You were not there. I'm not saying you must comment. I'm just narrating.
Right, my lord.
Kwase kuthi ke ngelanga elilandelayo ke esesho ke noma ebuzwa futhi umshushisi ukuthi akachazeke mayelana nale number ukuthi ekabani washo ke wathi ke kwakuyi inamba kaMufike baphinda wachaza ke futhi nokuthi ke kwakuyi inamba kaMabongo oMabongo Ntuli.
In your investigation now on the numbers that were given to you, or whether they were given to you or not, have you ever revealed any investigation or any information regarding this number, which was initially said it belonged to Mr. Ntuli?
My lord, I was never asked to do any analysis on this number or look for this number, so I don't know whose number it is. It belonged, according to the council, it belonged to Mabongo Ntuli. I can't comment on it. I can't. Colonel Stein already testified about it, so I wasn't asked to do any.
Mina kangaze ngicelwe ngale number noma ke nginikezwe le number ukuthi angibhekeke noma ngithole ukuthi kwakuyi number kabani nanjengoba ummeli esosho ke ukuthi ke uMabongo Ntuli kanye futhi ke nayo Kenneth Stein usebethululeke ubufakazi kodwa mina ngaze nginikwe le number ukuthi ngiyibheke.
But the point I'm making is that the numbers that are contained in your evidence, they are capable of being changed, the identity is capable of being changed after it has been said that they belong or they are linked to Mr. Ntuli.
My lord, just repeat the statement.
The point I'm making is that the investigation, the state investigation regarding the communication and the links of the numbers to Mr. Ntuli, they are being changed to be verified that they belong to other people like this one which was corrected that it belonged to Mabongo Ntuli.
That's up to the investigation officer, my lord. I'm just an analyst.
No, but this assertion, the denuded of the niceties. Ms. Mshololo says, you analysts are capable of committing fraud and misrepresenting the true facts to suit a particular exigence. Am I correct?
Yes,
Am I
ma'am.
quoting you correct?
No, my lord, it's correct.
Oh, I see. Yes, that's how I understand it. There is lanars. 1 is 1, you say it's 10. Okay.
Thank you, my lord.
Are you capable of committing fraud, sir?
I'm under oath, my lord. No, my lord.
Because I see here you made an affidavit to say that you are aware. Let us read it so that your comments makes sense to some of the persons in this court. Paragraph 3, sorry, paragraph 2. The facts herein contained, that is your affidavit, Exhibit D, D5. The facts herein contained are, to the best of my knowledge and belief, true and correct. I am making this statement knowing that if it is tendered in evidence, I will be liable to prosecution if I willfully stated anything I know to be false and or which I do not believe to be true.
That's correct. That's my statement. My
So
lord.
that is your creed
That's
governing
correct.
your work.
That's correct, my lord.
Okay.
Lana ke okubuzwayo ke noma kushiwo ke ukuthi ke nanjengoba kwenzekile ke kule number eqeda ukuchazwa ke manje e079 nakulama number ke owashilo ke kubufakazi bakho kungenzeka ke ukuthi kungashintsheka noma ushintsho lungenziwa ke nalapho lama number axhunyaniswa nayo uNtuli kutholakale ke ukuthi cha akusiwona ke ama number akhe uNtuli uma sephendula ke wathi mina ke okwami nje ukuthi ke angicwaninge ke omakhalekhukhwini lokho ke kusengabuzwa ke kuyena umphenyi weqala.
Okay. Let's continue to check the truthfulness of your testimony. Yesterday you testified that Bongani Sandi Sontanzi, accused number 2, using the cell phone number 076 0901 6890, conducted, am I fast? Should I repeat the number?
069016
07609016890.
6890.
Yes.
Yes.
Conducted Fisoguhle Ntuli, accused number 5, at 071 5951 239. 2 times. You see that number?
59239. Okay,
Yeah.
let me
Ending with the 1239.
Okay, let me just go to my statement.
Esabheka ke statement sakhe kubufakazi bakho bethuleke izolo uthe uBongani Sandi Sontanzi ngenumber e07609016890 waxhumana naye uFisokuhle Ntuli kwinumber e071 5951 239.
I said he found
It's on Exhibit DD5B.
Yeah.
If you still have that statement.
yes. Just the-
Paragraph 8.2.2.
DD5.
DD5. DD5B.
DD5B. Yes. This one. Yes. Paragraph.
Paragraph 8.2.2.
8.2. Okay. Let's see. Okay. My lord, 8.2 point
8.2.2.
2.
2.2.2, it's page 24.
Yes, page
8.2.2.
That's correct, yes?
If I've got the same affidavit, page 24.
Yes.
Page 24.
Yes, it's page 24, my lord.
Okay, let's see.
Must I read it?
Am I correct?
That's
No,
correct?
no,
That's correct.
Because it's paragraph 18, 19, 20. Page 24, 21. Are you with me? On the document I have.
I don't think the exhibit is before court already.
Oh, I see.
It's part of the 2 exhibits that must still be handled.
Oh, okay, fine.
My apologies, my lord.
So, but you
I
have,
have-
but you have that exhibit because you compile it. You are aware of it.
That's correct, my lord.
Okay, so on that exhibit, it's page 24. Page 24, what?
Page
Paragraph
24, paragraph
8.2.2.
my lord.
Okay,
Yes.
fine.
The number that you said belongs to Fisoguhle Ntuli, it's 071 5951 239. The second bulletin, you see?
07159511239. That's
Yes.
correct.
Okay. So in other words, we are saying accused number 2 conducted accused number 5 in this number.
That's correct.
Yabo ngikushoyo ke lana ukuthi ke ummangalelo wesibili waxhumana nommangalelo wesihlanu kuyona ke le number kubhalwe ke la amahlandla amabili.
Okay. Secondly, on paragraph 8.2.4, under Mthokozisi Zipho Zonke Mapisa, you see that paragraph?
Yes.
Mthokozisi Zipho Zonke Mapisa, accused number 4, using number 071-3953-801, conducted Fiso Butlentuli, accused number 5, using cell phone number 071-5951-239, which is the same as the one from above.
127 times, yes.
Ngase ngisho ke futhi ukuthi umthoko ku 8.2.4 umthokozisi Zipho Zonke Mapisa ummangalelo wesine with number 0713953801 waxhumana noFiso Butlentuli with number 0715951239 amahlandla awu127.
And then on paragraph 8.2.5, you also are referring to the same number that it conducted Muzika Ukulelwa September Sbia, accused number 1, at 079-3790-137, 35 times.
That's correct.
Ngase ngisho ke ku 8.2.5 ukuthi leyo number leyo uFiso Butlentuli wasexhumana ke noMuzika Ukulelwa September Sbia ngenamba kwi number ewu 079-379-0137 amahlandla awu35.
Okay. And the next bulletin is also referring to the same number under Fiso Butlentuli, and it says it conducted Sboniso Sandi Sontanzi at 076-090-16890 3 times.
It's not Sboniso, it's Bongani. It says Sboniso.
Bongani Mtanji, that's good.
Okay.
Yebo ube uyasho ke kwelandelayo ke umugqa ukuthi baleyo number leyo yakhe uFiso Butlentuli ewu 0715951239 yasiqhumana naye ke uBongani Sandi Sontanzi ku 07609016890 yebo kuyiqiniso amahlandla amathathu.
And then again, I have on the same paragraph 8.2.5, under Fiso Butlentuli, the same number 071-5951-239, conducted Mthokozisi Zipho Zonke Mapisa 118 times at 071-393801.
That's correct.
Wasiyaqhubeka ke futhi kwaleyo number leyo ke 0715951239 yasiqhumana ke noMthokozisi Zipho Zonke Mapisa ummangalelo wesine ku 0713953801 amahlandla awu118.
And the accused number 5, Mr. Ntuli, says this number does not belong to him. It belongs to Mr. Lungisani.
As I already testified, my lord, I can't comment on that. That number was identified by the investigation team and not by me.
Ummangalelwa ke uMnumzana Ntuli ke uthi le number ke akusona number yakhe, inumber kaLungisani bese ngishilo ke ukuthi le number ke akusmina ke umuntu ke owayithola ke kwakuyithimba eliphenyayo.
I'm going to show you now that your investigating team was wrong in giving you this information. I have called this number before we started, and I'm going to ask, with the permission of the court, to call this number from my cell phone and put it on the loudspeaker.
Now, you know it's not allowed.
Thank you, my lord. The
You
person,
can't phone Satan in hell.
thank you,
And
my
say
lord.
this court must listen.
The person who owns this cell phone number is going to come and testify
Yes.
and tell this court that the information we have given to this court is false.
Then you must come testify, my lord.
Thank you, my lord.
Umuntu ke owunikazi ke wayo ke le number ke uzoza ke kule nkantolo azokuthula ubufakazi ke asho ukuthi ke information noma ulwazi ke olunikeze le nkantolo asilona iqiniso akeze ke lo muntu azokusho ke lo.
How reliable is the other information that we have, that is contained here? If this one only can be proved that it's false and the number belongs to someone.
Sorry, before you answer, who is this person? So that
My
the
lord,
court has a record of the name of this person.
My lord, can I ask that we take a short adjournment? The name is Lungsani. I'm going to call him just to get the surname.
Okay, fine.
Yes.
What's the time there, Mr. Barrow?
11:21.
Okay, well, adjourn for about 20 minutes.
Fine. kulungisani ke manje la.